right, folks, John Rush here today. My son Richard Rush behind the camera. This is a review of the 2016 Infiniti QX50. The QX50 is their small four-door. It's sort of a, Richard and I were just talking, it's like a crossover sedan. It's got more of a sedan feel when you're driving it. It does not feel like a crossover or an SUV when you're driving it, but it is an all-wheel drive. Let's get into it. They've done some things this year. They've changed some things around. It's a little bit longer, 4.3 inches to be exact, which gives you more room in the second row that we'll talk about in a moment. They've redone the grille. They've redone the lighting, the fascia, front and rear. You'll see some different styling on it. Looks Infiniti. It's got the rounded look to it. They did put a little nice line down the side of it, which I do like. It's a good looking car. They've done a good job on that. LED lights, front, rear, turn signals. They've really brought all that into the new realm, if you would, which is the direction things are headed. Roof rack on top, which Richard just got done showing you a little bit. Again, good looking car, small, not very big, mobile, easy to park. I will tell you, one of the easiest cars as far as what it is, driving wise, quiet on the interior, which you would expect from Infiniti. As we come around to the back, let me just open up the rear here. One complaint I've got, Infiniti, if you're listening, no automatic hatch. Now, the hatch opens really well, and it's not a big deal to get open, but if you walk out here and your hands are full, there's no ability for anything to open automatically. You literally have to grab the button and open it. Once you do that, it does flip up relatively easily. Good amount of room in the back, which you can see from even the way our lighting is. You can fold the seats down back here in the back, which is a nice feature, so you can go both of these flat. It shows you all the feet, all the cubic feet that are back here, which again, they have been able to expand the interior. Let me see, I've got that number down here someplace. 8.3 additional cubic feet interior space from what was here before. There is a little bit of a lid back here in the back. You'll see the subwoofer around the tire. That's an option on this vehicle. A little bit of storage room for some tools and some things along those lines. And it does have a little hook up here where it'll hook on and hold this up. So if you have to get the spare tire out, you can do such. But again, nice room here in the back. They've done a good job that way. Easy to get the seats down. That part I do like, and that part is automatic, which I'm not sure why the hatch isn't. But anyways, the hatch is not. To put it back down, same situation. It does go down fairly easily. And I want to show you that one more time. It does come open very easily, but you do have to have a hand to make that happen. Once it starts coming up, it does open relatively easily. I think I'm going to leave that up for some lighting as I climb into the second row seating, which again, they have added an additional 4.3 inches of legroom with the longer wheelbase. They've been able to actually make this longer back here. Okay, so as I said a moment ago, 4.3 inches of room, extra room back here with the additional wheelbase on the vehicle. And again, I've got tons of room back here. This seat is not quite all the way back, but it's very close to it. I've got plenty of room with some indentations if you're a little bit taller even for that. And as you can see, I'm sitting in the 40% of the seat. It's a 60-40 split. I've got plenty of room. As I put this seat up, you'll notice it does have a console in the middle that folds down. I have to put the lever out here. It does fold down. Gives you two cup holders in the middle. Nice apportionments throughout. Couple of vents back here. There is no power port here on the back. One thing I also wanted to mention is roof height back here does get a little bit low. So if you're somebody that's taller, you're going to have some tall passengers. Because of the sunroof up here, this rear roof is lowered, and it doesn't have, as you can see here, not a ton of headroom back here. So if you've got somebody that's taller with a hat, something along those lines, you may run into some problems. That's where you need to get somebody out and actually get them in it to see if it would fit them. Nice apportionments throughout, wood grain, nice sides. I mean, they've done a nice job on that side of the fence. So Infiniti, good job on the interior apportionments. It's everything you would expect an Infiniti to be. Let's jump into the front seat. All right, 2016 QX50 all-wheel drive in the front seat now. And some of you are probably asking yourself, John, Richard, who is this car for? Well, we kind of had the same discussion amongst ourselves, and the reality is luxury SUV. This car is, as it sits, $45,535, and it includes the premium package, which is the Bose 11-speaker sound system, the Premium Plus package, which gives you nav, the around view cameras, XM, all the different things you need navigation-wise is there, and the Deluxe Touring package, which is the 19-inch wheels, high-intensity lights, Two-way power driver's seat on this side with lumbar support, and this car also has the technology package, which is the adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning, lane departure, forward collision alert, and so on. So again, who is this car for? Frankly, this is a car that competes extremely well on a smaller scale on the Lexus RX, which really Lexus was sort of the leader in this particular segment. This car is not as big as a full RX, so it's more like some of the older RXs. So if you don't need that larger series that now comes in the new RX, frankly, this is a great choice for you because this car really size-wise is about where the old RX was. Plenty of seat, plenty of legroom in the middle seat here, or the second seat, I should say. Plenty of cargo room, which I just showed you, and all of the luxury, literally, that you'd need. In fact, it's as luxurious on the inside as the Lexus is. So as we get into the front here, you'll notice console here, not a lot of room, but does have a power port in it. And of course, your USB and such is also in here. Two cup holders here, which just folds back. Two cup holders here. You do have some map storage, Richard can show you in the side pockets on the side door, or on the doors, I should say. No cup holder there, though, so that is a detraction. Neither the front door or the back door have any sort of a cup holder in them. They have done a nice job in the way that the center stack and everything lays out, I will say that. So Infiniti, good job there. And one thing I will give Infiniti kudos on, and this is a Nissan Infiniti thing, they have some of the most comfortable seats, as far as I'm concerned, on the market. They just do a great job of engineering the seats. They're comfortable, they're well put together, they've got some aerospace engineering in them, and they just work fantastic. So I tell you what, I'm going to put Richard in the back seat. I'll finish covering some of the center stack, and we'll take a drive in the 2016 Infiniti QX50. All right, folks, now in the front seat of the 2016 Infiniti QX50, and again, 3.7 liter, 325 horsepower engine, and fuel economy wise, coming right off of the sheet, it's 17 and 24, and as always, I'm in that low 20s with me driving it consistently, so that part works great. Again, a lot of great driving features in this car, which frankly I enjoy. Lane departure, adaptive cruise, cameras around the vehicle. They've done a great job. The only complaint that I've got with this particular system, so Infiniti, if you're listening, is the Bluetooth audio hookup side of it. If you don't get all of that dialed in before you start driving, if somehow you don't get that hooked up correctly, good luck on getting it done until you actually stop. And it literally, you have to stop, get it in park, come to a complete stop, all of that, and then get everything all hooked back up. And you would think that it would just automatically, every time you climb in with your phone that's already been hooked up before, just connect seamlessly. Most every other vehicle on the market does. And maybe it's just this particular model and us, but I struggled with it, as well as Richard, my son. So two separate iPhones, we could not get things to seamlessly hook up like they should every time. It's the only complaint that I've had on the vehicle, literally. Put it in reverse, you'll see the backup camera come on. It does have the dynamic grid lines where you can get right up against the curb line, and the around view camera, so you can literally see what's around the vehicle, which again, nice feature, especially when you're parked in tight spots, you just want to see what's going on. Or those of you with kids, or you're in areas where there's a lot of activity, you can literally see everything going on around you in the screen in front of you. The rest of it is all laid out really the way an Infiniti would be. And I'll tell you one thing about Infiniti that I do like. I love their cockpit design. It's a driver's car. You feel like everything is meant for you as the driver, and yet they've done the same thing for the passenger over on this side. So Infiniti, thumbs up, good job. Dual climate control. I'm not going to get into all those details because you can check that out when you go drive the car for yourself. Bottom line is this car works. It's one of the highest horsepower vehicles in its class, and as we talked a little bit ago, not only does this compete well with the RX, but the Audi Q3 would be another one that this competes with very well, only for lesser money. Again, this particular model we're driving, fully loaded, $45,000 and some change. Folks, that's a lot of car for the money when you think about cars in this class being in the $55,000 to $60,000 range. Honestly, Infiniti, home run. I think you've done a great job. So, what do I think of this vehicle? I think you can already tell. If it's a vehicle that fits your needs, fits your lifestyle, you want an all-wheel drive luxury vehicle that does well on fuel economy, yet has great power, you know what? This is a great vehicle for you. I would say get out, get to your local Infiniti dealer, Check out the vehicle for yourself. While you're there, tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.